Hello and welcome to Brothers of Liberty with the older brother again. Um, Now, in the past year, 2 years, there's been a call for a convention of states. And there's been mixed opinions on it. Some think it's a great idea, other thinks it's a terrible idea. I personally think it's a great idea. Now, I understand the reason why people think it's a terrible idea. For those of you not familiar with the Convention of States, that come from the Constitution, Article 5. I'm going to read it in its entirety and then kind of break it down here real quick. But Article 5 of the Constitution, the Congress, whenever two-thirds of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or on the application of the legislatures of two-thirds of the several states, shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution when ratified by the legislatures of three-fourths of the several states, or by conventions in three-fourths thereof, as the one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress, provided that no amendment which may be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the ninth selection of the first article, and that no state without a consent shall be deprived of its equal suffrages in the Senate. Okay, so pretty much it gave some ground rules of what it can't go against, but pretty much two thirds of the state has to call for a convention, or two-thirds of the Senate and House, and then three-fourths. It has to ratify it. Now, with that being said, people have some misgivings about the Convention of States. Because right now there's a call for Convention of States for the purposes of to set a federal budget, to limit the set term limits on the senators and representatives of the House, of the U.S. House and Senate. And there was a third one, which I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But with that being said, I saw a thing recently of a group I follow, and it's talking about how the chairman of the House Budget Committee, Representative Jody Arlington, is pushing for a resolution that would open the entire U.S. Constitution for revision. Now, he, a few days ago, proposed a resolution to have a federal budget balanced. In other words, no overspending or anything like that. You have a fixed budget and that's it. That's all the money we can spend. That's how it works in my house. We don't spend more than what we have, because if we did, bills wouldn't get paid and power would go off. And I'm all for that. But some people are afraid of it. The reason why they're afraid of it is because, yes, it does open the entire U.S. Constitution or for revision at these conventions. So they're afraid that our rights will be taken away, things like that. Like the Second Amendment will be voided out, the First Amendment will be voided out, and that's it. Well, newsflash. If the government wants that to happen, it's going to happen whether you call for a convention of states or not. The convention of states will actually show everybody where they're at right there at that moment, and we will know, and everybody else will know. And that's why the way I want it. Because here's the problem with complacency. For years and years and years, our rights have already been being chipped away. But they do it so seldom or so infrequently that we don't notice it until it's too late. It's not like the way Hitler took over or Stalin took over and bam, it's done the next day. No. You see, the Second Amendment has been being attacked since the first law in the 1930s, and then there was one in the 1960s, and the 1980s. And you notice the more they make the laws, the more crime happens. Because it's funny how law-abiding citizens will follow the laws, but never criminals. You know, people still steal, even though there's laws saying no burglary. People still kill, even though there's laws saying no killing. And you think laws is going to change a person's mind. Um, that's preposterous. Gun control is all about that control. It's not about safety. If it was about safety, the politicians will give up their guns, their bodyguards, and everybody else. Because if no one has a gun, why would they need guns? Anyway, with that being said, it's like Ron Paul's staffer was stabbed to death. You don't see anybody, or not, I don't know if it's to death, but he was stabbed multiple times. You don't hear anybody saying ban knives, because you know how many knife murders there are? A lot of people be saved if we ban knives. Think about that one. A lot of people be saved if you ban bats. Anyway, with that being said, the government's already ignored the ruling in 1997 about the guns. New York's ignoring rulings that the Supreme Court just made and trying to work around it to take the guns away, making new laws and stuff. Oregon's in a situation right now where they're fighting for their gun rights there. So, and everybody say, oh, the people voted on it, and since we're a democracy. No, we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic, which means the rights of the individual is protected. Because at that rate, if it's the rights of majority, then the majority could come and take my house away because they don't want me to live on that block. Just because of the fact of what I say. Now, is that we have a perfect system? No, there's no place that has a perfect system. But there's a reason why a lot of people come to America. Because it's the best system in today's world. I don't see thousands of migrants flocking to China, where all these leftist people say, let's follow China's example. Then go there. Go to Venezuela if you want to praise them so much. Just don't come running back crying because you have no freedoms. Convention of States, I'm for it. And for those who say, well, it puts the whole Constitution in review or revision, then let it happen. They're going to do it whether we agree to it or not when it comes to taking away things from us and our rights. Here, it would show, right, they would have to decide right then and there. Not doing it little by little, where we get complacent and then by the time we realize what's happening, it's too late. It's like the thing where I heard on Dante's Peak about the guy said you put a frog in boiling water, the frog hops out. But if you put this frog in a cold pot of water, then gradually turn up, he's being boiled alive without even knowing it. That's what's happening right now. See, if the Convention of State, if they propose to change the Second Amendment, we know it's going to happen. People are already not going to give up their guns if they make a law saying not to give up your guns. But then, they have to do it right then and there and lay everything out on the table to see what rights they're going to try to take away from us. And you think we're going to just let them do it quietly? It doesn't matter if they have a Convention of States or not. If they want to do it, they're going to do it. I say let's call for the Convention of States where it's displayed for everybody so they can't do it in secret no more, or can't put one little amendment here, a little shadow amendment here in a bill, or something like that, like Illinois did with an amusement park trying to take the guns away through an amusement park bill. Let's put it all on the table. Make them force their hand, because that's the only way you'll know. Everyone's afraid of it, then let's force them to do it if they are going to do it in front of our faces, not behind our backs like they've been doing, where the media doesn't report it and you have to go through channels like my channel or other YouTube channels like Liberty Doll or the Hodge Twins or Guns and Gadgets to find out what's going on, because that's how we'll know. And that's why I call for a convention of states. Yes, there's a part of me that's afraid of what they'll do, but then there's a part of me that knows if they do it and they do it right now, then a lot of people will be pissed off and we may have a new form of government after everything's all said and done. Because a lot of people will read that one line in the Declaration of Independence about it becomes duty. It is our right and our duty. And you guys know what I'm talking about. And hey, that's just my opinion on it. What's your opinion? Like, share, subscribe, comment. Put it in the comments. See, so YouTube, when more people comment, more people see the video. Share it. YouTube isn't going to share it with the algorithms. And if you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. And actually do it in an intelligent way, not, oh, you look ugly. You have no teeth. That's not telling me I'm wrong. That's telling me that you have no argument against me, so you have to attack my appearance, which only gives me more motivation to do this because I know I'm getting under your skin. But hey, I could care less who I piss off anyway. I piss off the left and the right. And once again, this is the older brother of Liberty. And the reason why I piss off everybody, because I'm here to remind you what true freedom is and ought to be. And some of that freedom is listening to people we may not want to hear. It's your choice whether to listen to me or not. So, you can always change the channel. But we all have that right to say what we want to say, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. And I don't mean by offending people. I mean saying beat that person up. I'm sorry, because I will offend people what I say. And that's just me.